Cuomo, other governors mum on quarantine rules after CDC drops recommendation. New York, New Jersey and Connecticut have 2-week quarantine requirements for travelers coming from 35 states and territories. The governors of New York, New Jersey and Connecticut have yet to comment after Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, on Friday dropped its recommendation for travelers to quarantine for 14 days upon returning from trips overseas or out of state during the coronavirus pandemic. The 3 states have 2-week quarantine requirements for travelers coming from 35 states and territories. The CDC updated its guidelines on its website. Though the 2-week recommendation was changed, the federal agency did caution travelers that they can still contract the novel coronavirus while traveling. You may feel well and not have any symptoms, but you can still spread COVID-19 to others, the agency warns. You and your travel companions, including children, may spread COVID-19 to other people including your family, friends, and community for 14 days after you were exposed to the virus. The CDC recommends travelers wear masks indoors, wash hands, maintain social distancing guidelines, and monitor themselves for symptoms of COVID-19. Fox News reached out to the offices of Govs. Andrew Cuomo, Phil Murphy, and Ned Lamont, but none immediately responded. The CDC states traveling increases your risk of contracting and spreading the virus, noting that staying at home is the best protection from COVID-19 for yourself and others. If you must travel, the Federal Health Agency recommends travelers to check the recommendations on government websites for their destination as well as any places they will be passing through during their trip. Requirements may vary by location, with some requiring those who recently traveled to stay home for 2 weeks while others may allow a negative COVID-19 test instead of the self-quarantine.
New York get ambushed by their negligence and then watch New York suffer, but all through it learned absolutely nothing. So today, 6 months after it began, the nation is still unprepared. And we now face a second threat, but this time not from Mother Nature. This is a man-made threat by our own negligence. We now see the virus ricocheting across the country, from one state to another. Today, we trail the world in defeating COVID. We have over 5 million cases. Americans learned a critical lesson: how vulnerable we are when we are divided, and how many lives can be lost when our government is incompetent. But we learned something else, my friends. We saw the negative, but we also saw the positive. As they proved their way failed, we proved that our way succeeded. That America can still rise to the occasion. We can put our differences aside and find commonality. Government can tell the truth and can build trust. We can judge by content of character rather than color of skin. We can care for one another. That Americans can work together and forge community and a competent government. That of course we will wear masks because we are smart and because I care about you and because you care about me. Of course we will socially distance because staying away shows how close we actually are. Yes, we will set up testing and tracing and do whatever we need to do to mobilize to win this battle because we are America. We win wars, and we are the greatest country on the globe. And for all the pain and all the tears, our way worked, and it was beautiful. We showed that our better angels are strong, and that Americans will rise to their call. We saw that even at the end of the day, even if it is a long day, that love wins. Americans' eyes have been opened, and we have seen in this crisis the truth that government matters and leadership matters. And it determines whether we thrive and grow or whether we live or die. Now we need a leader as good as our people. A leader who appeals to the best within us, not the worst. A leader who can unify, not divide. A leader who can bring us up, not tear us down. I know that man. I've worked with that man. I've seen his talent. I've seen his strength. I've seen his pain, and I've seen his heart. That man is Joe Biden. Joe Biden is what I call America tough. Tough in the best way. Tough that is smart, united, disciplined, and loving. Joe Biden can restore the soul of America. And that's exactly what our country needs today. Thank you.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.